Hi everyone, welcome back to CEED Strategies Episode 6. So in this episode, we are going to talk about the most confusing part of the exam. I'll be clearing your doubts around what to practice, how each question is evaluated, some personal hacks, that one mistake that we all do and we're mostly unaware about it. So stay till the end so that you get to clarify all of these doubts. So let's understand the basics. So there are 5 major parts of Part B, starting with sketching, creativity, form sensitivity, visual sensitivity, and problem identification. All 5 of them have their own evaluation criteria, but there's one common one, which is clarity of your sketches. So even before anything else, you need to be very confident about the line quality, freehand perspective, basic study of form and texture and light and shadow, and some clean strokes. Because you won't get a scale in exam, you have to make and draw each and everything freehand. So have that practice already with you. So now let's discuss what you should carry in your toolbox. One HB pencil and one a thick 6B or 4B pencil. Dust-free eraser with sharp edges to clean very hairy lines in your sketches. Some few basic colors. You do not need a full box of colors, but the primary ones would be good enough. All these tools all together will help you in handling 90% of the exam. Now the most important, the time strategy. I have been mentioning about this a lot of times that for each question, do not dedicate more than 20 minutes, not even a second more. 2 hours, 5 questions. If you stick to this strategy, you're definitely going to have some leftover amount of time in your hand by the end of the exam, which you can definitely utilize to refine your sketches. Come back to your question. With this strategy, you will not leave any question blank in your answer sheet, which is the biggest mistake of most of the students appearing for CEED. Now let's deep dive into the granularity of each of the questions for Part B. The very first one, sketching in perspective. So if you feel that sketching out human figures is a bit overwhelming for you, just like me, here's a hack. Draw cartoon characters instead. That's the simplest hack possible for this one. But you do have to make sure that your sketches is in right perspective, proportion, composition, and clear enough. A very major tip for this one, read the question very carefully. They they give a lot of detail in the question itself about the perspective one. So make sure you read it out and note down all those points. For example, the expressions, the camera angle, the height differences, the characters who are there in a scenario, light and shadow and everything around. So make sure you read the question in detail and detail out your sketches as well as with respect to the question that's been asked. Now comes the second section, which is around creativity and visual sensitivity. These questions actually test your originality and your creativity. One of the best resource that I followed was Pinterest. It's an amazing place to explore interesting visual forms, creative compositions, and simple illustrations as well for iconography and whatnot. Start with practicing by replicating those sketches, those ideas, those compositions to understand the form and flow. Then develop something of your own. Create your own library of ideas because in the exam, that bank of ideas is only going to help you out from where you're going to pick your ideas and put it up on your answer sheet. Now comes form sensitivity. So here the examiner wants to see how you represent products, how you represent those features visually, how clearly you're solving the problem of a product for a given user type. For example, there could be a product that you need to design for children or for elderly. For this part, my approach used to be for the answer was something like I used to draw big isometric view of that one single product in the center, and around them I used to bring out the different views of it or a more detailed zoomed out or exploded view of the same product depending upon the feature that I want to elaborate. Use very minimal annotations. Keep your sheet as clean as possible. Pinterest here again helps a lot in understanding the whole visual representation of products in a single sheet. One major tip over here, The examiner doesn't always need a solution, a direct solution to something. They want to see your approaches, they want to see those more iterations that you did, like from a very rough idea to the final solution that you're giving on the answer sheet. So on the back or on the last page of your answer sheet, always make some ref sketches. Obviously, show ideations, show iterations that you have done before giving out the solution of such products, right? And you can always write ideation done on the last page onto the answer sheet, like refer to those pages so that they know that you have done some brainstorming before giving the direct solution. Now comes the most misunderstood part, the problem identification. So let me read out the exact evaluation criteria for the last part. Ability to identify unique and relevant problems, severity of problems, ability to communicate problems through visuals, and the presentation clarity. So if you must have noticed that they have all mentioned everything just about problems. So the problem could be anything. It could be about accessibility, it could be about navigation, could be about safety, discomfort, timely delays, or any sort of um, not a delightful experience. The severity of a problem is something subjective, but don't stress much about it. Just make sure the problem is real and visible. And one another tip for this one, that always show humans in your sketches. Show the problem faced by humans in that particular situation or a scenario given to you, right? Show those discomfort expressions or unhappy expression of the users. So in order to fetch the maximum mark, make sure that you stick to the problem, represent it visually, keep it clean, use boxes to frame visuals, and remove any sort of unnecessary noises. So guys, that was all and the max things about part B. I've tried to cover everything, what to practice, what not to practice, what should be the approach, and the time strategies as well. So in the next episode, we are going to talk about the exam hall scenario. What are the things that you should carry? What are the things that you can avoid? And how to stay calm in an environment like this. So make sure you don't miss that one. If in case you have any doubts around CEED, feel free to reach out to me. You can book a one-on-one session on TopMate or connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you for watching, guys. See you in episode 7.